being able to go ahead and get rich with a clothing brand comes with a lot of sacrifices that I feel like not a lot of people are meant to go ahead and have. And the reason why I say that is because I talk to a lot of clothing brand owners. If you guys do not know, but I run a mentorship, and I also have a six-figure clothing brand, and I'm also running multiple six-figure clothing brands right now. And one of the biggest things that I've seen a lot of people struggle with is having confidence in themselves. I've seen a lot of people go ahead and have a lot of money. I've seen a lot of people who have no money. And one thing that I've noticed the most about is the people who are struggling, the people who are going ahead and having a clothing brand so that they could actually get the life that they want. Those are morely the people who go ahead and make themselves hold back unintentionally. Now, let me explain. When people go ahead and have this idea of starting a clothing brand, they see everything online. And they see people with views like this. They see people on a random Tuesday sitting here in a pool, just like me. They see people LARPing all over the place in Miami, having all these supercars, and they think it comes easy. They get all of this motivation from Instagram. They go ahead, they start up the clothing brand, which is honestly one of the most easiest parts to do. It's super easy to go ahead and set up a Shopify store. Super easy to go ahead and get a design, get your clothes made, and make content. But the hard part is really going ahead and making uncomfortable decisions. When people go ahead and they make uncomfortable decisions, that is one step to getting closer to your goal. At the end of the day, majority of you guys watching this video right now are probably comfortable. A lot of you guys are probably in the position where it's not good, but it's not bad. So when you guys are living like that, it's a constant cycle. A lot of people also go ahead and start business to business to business, and it's because they're in that same exact cycle. They are not hungry enough. And a lot of people are gonna go ahead and say, oh, I'm hungry. I'm probably gonna see it a bunch of times in the comment, like, oh, I'm hungry. But are you willing to go ahead and invest $10,000 and lose it? Are you willing to go ahead and possibly go homeless, have no cars, not be able to pay your rent 1 month? Are you willing to go ahead and risk not doing any type of drugs or not going any two-mans, not hang out with any girls for the next year? And that's one of the biggest things that I see a lot of people go ahead and it's the conception of is what ifs. And when people go ahead and have all these what ifs, right, you leave yourself into a non-stopping cycle. And what happens in that non-stopping cycle is all these what ifs happen that has not even happened yet. When I first started out my clothing brand at 16 years old, I had nothing to lose. And majority of you guys watching this right now have nothing to lose either. You guys may be like, oh, I have this to lose. You don't. If you fail, what's the worst that can happen? Seriously speaking. No, really, what is the worst that can happen to you? And to go ahead and answer the question for you, it's really nothing at all. So when you guys go ahead and really look at it on a clearer view, what is starting a clothing brand gonna actually get me? And at the end of the day, it all really just depends. For example, what can happen? You guys start it, you guys fail. You guys do it again, you fail. You do it again and again and again, you fail. Or what you guys can go ahead and do is have a coach, someone who goes ahead and guides you within the right way. Or maybe you guys can have a growth operator. Or maybe you guys can go ahead and have an ad scaler, a content creator for you. And at the end of the day, majority of you guys watching this are probably gonna go ahead and look for the cheapest that you guys can go ahead and get. And one thing that I learned about getting the cheapest you can get is horrible results. One thing I figured out during my journey of, hitting six figures, and now I'm obviously on the journey to hitting seven figures, but when I was on that journey of trying to hit six figures, come out here, live in Miami, I was trying to go ahead and look for the cheapest thing. Cheapest manufacturer, cheapest ad scaler, cheapest mentor. And after investing thousands of dollars of all of that, I figured out that those people who go ahead and charge the lowest are probably delivering low quality. Because at the end of the day, if you guys know that you have a really good product, you guys are not gonna sell it for cheap or undersell your guys' selves at all. You guys will never do that because you understand the value that you bring to the potential customer when you guys are selling your clothes. And honestly, it took me a long time to go ahead and actually realize that, mainly because I went ahead and didn't have much money. I wanted to have as much money in my pockets. But I understood this one thing. You have to be low in order to come up. One analogy I like to go ahead and use is you start crawling, you start walking, you start going to school, you start working, and after that, it's all in what you bring it. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you can go ahead and start everything, like for example, crawling, walking, working, going to school. But after you guys start up the clothing brand, what happens next? Is it really gonna make you guys money? Are you guys really gonna go ahead and use everything that you guys have to make it as successful as possible? That's the real question you guys really gotta ask yourself. Now, another thing as well, I meet people who have $50,000 in the bank. I meet people who have 10,000. I meet people who go ahead and have 1K, 5K, whatever it could be, and even dead broke. And one thing that I figured out is all of the broke people who maybe have 5K in their bank, 4K, 3K in their bank, they're doing everything that they can to keep that money. Everything that they can. They want to go in and start up a business, but they're doing everything that they can to keep as much money in their bank account, not knowing that that is the wrong move to make. At the end of the day, if you have 5K, you need to use that as a tool. In this world, we have 2 things to do. Matter of fact, 3. We can hoard our money, we can blow our money on stupid things, we can invest that money. Out of those 3 things, ask yourself this, and I want you guys to comment down in the description. Which one of those do you want to be? The hoarder, the spender, or the investor? Once you guys really dial in and figure out exactly on which one you guys want to be, that's when things start taking off, or that's when things start to make sense to you and you need to start changing. Majority of you guys starting up a clothing brand and having it fail is not because of your product, not because of your websites, more the mindset thing. Not wanting to go out and invest enough, now wanting to go ahead and, make uncomfortable decisions, letting uncertainty go ahead and make you feel left back or hold back. It's like the same thing. You go ahead and you have a girlfriend, she goes out to a club, she might cheat, she might not. But at the end of the day, it's all a risk. And, some guys may not want their girl going out to a club, so let's go ahead and put it like this. You guys getting a girlfriend, she could cheat anyway. Texting, FaceTime, going behind your back and see it. And every single man who went ahead and had a heartbreak, they always ended up okay. And I want you guys to use that same analogy for your clothing brand. If you guys start this today, if you guys continue to run it today, what is the worst that's gonna happen? I'll wait. I'm gonna go ahead and dunk myself in the water while you guys go ahead and think about it. Now that you guys thought about it, what is the worst that's gonna happen to you guys? Probably nothing. Probably nothing at all. I'm only 19 years old. I dream to live the lifestyle that I live. I honestly cannot need any more. Do I want more? Yes, of course. But do I need any more? No. And there's a lot of people watching this who are maybe in their 20s, maybe in their 30s, maybe even teenagers. And one thing that I'm gonna say, after being able to obtain this lifestyle, obtain the amount of money I earn every single month, it came with a lot of uncomfortableness. And that's mainly the main topic of this video, is uncomfortableness. Making yourself feel uncomfortable leads you where? Most likely a better spot. Because when you guys are comfortable and you guys are used to making the same exact decisions every time, that is what led you into that position the first time. Majority of you guys watching this, you guys never had anybody hold you guys accountable. And that's exactly on why my mentorship, I preach a lot about, hey, I'm gonna hold you accountable. If you're doing X, Y, and Z wrong, I'm going to go ahead and let you know to make sure that you fix it. And that's honestly one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people love to join my mentorship. Because not only do they make money, yes, but they get some type of accountability held to them. A lot of people have friends, they have family who doesn't go ahead and tell them the real stuff, the real things that they need to hear. And that is another thing, is what could be holding you guys back. Not getting told the right thing. Because as an insider, we don't see the outside. So I can't even blame you guys for feeling like that if nobody's holding you guys accountable. And that's where things are gonna change today. My one-on-one mentorship is gonna be in the first link down in the description. You guys can go ahead and apply for one-on-one mentoring. I'll go ahead, look inside and out of your clothing brand, figure out exactly what's the problem, make sure that you're held accountable so that your brand can finally see success. I'm tired of everybody going ahead and starting up a clothing brand and failing. I hate to see it, because everybody goes ahead and has all this ambition, and at the end of it, it ends up dying out. Why? There is no accountability held. When you go ahead and you catch yourself doom scrolling on TikTok midday, taking naps midday, understand that there's people out there like me who are going ahead and outworking you every single day. Every single day. So you asking yourself, why don't I have this? Where is this? Why is this person going ahead and have it? His clothing brand is dog shit. Accountability, knowing that uncertainty is not gonna let them hold them back, making sure that they put themselves in a uncomfortable position. That is so big, especially in this creator industry. Like I said, starting up the clothing brand is the easy part, but it's the mind that can be holding you guys back, right? Now, obviously, I'm not going to be talking about the mind thing over and over again. This is morely to go ahead and retrain your brain so that you can actually have a successful clothing brand. Because honestly, most of you guys' clothes is not bad at all, and yeah, there is a lot of people's brands who have shit products, terrible marketing, but that's all fixable, 100% fixable. But what's unfixable from another person is fixing your mind. I can't go ahead and tell you how to think. And people who are going ahead and living the same exact routine of feeling comfortable, not making any type of difference in their life, not making any hard real changes, is gonna simply just leave you behind. Because there's people like me who make 6 figures a year, in retrospect around 60K a month. And yeah, I have bad months with my clothing brand. It can make me 25K, it can make me 30K. Yeah, I have the balls to admit it. Even though that's significantly a lot of money, I mean, to most people, but for me, that's dog shit. My bills is around like almost $10,000 a month. So in that case, it's like, the fuck is $30,000? You know what I mean? The way that I think is like, how many pairs of Balenciagas can I buy with that? You get what I'm saying? So more of the story, you guys need to understand that the clothing brand game is easy to start and it's hard when you guys get to the position where you guys can't control it. Because when a lot of people go ahead and have failed months, failed drops, your mind starts to take over everything. And in this clothing brand industry, you cannot go ahead and let your mind play games. You cannot go ahead and react off of emotions. That's why a lot of people who are really good at ads, they say in this Meta Ads account, there is no emotions that exist. And it goes for every single business, because there's gonna be bad months, and let's just say that you guys feel like quitting. That is an emotion, because you guys are feeling like quitting. Now, obviously, if you guys are going literally bankrupt, you know what I mean, and it's messing up your life, then it's time to obviously start up a new business. You know, let's just say you guys had a mentor, still doesn't work. It's probably just not meant for you. But bro, I literally had teenagers go ahead and start. Like, for example, I have this one student, his name is Braden. He owns the brand illusion.us on Instagram. You guys can go ahead and check it out. At the age of 14 years old, living in New York, which is one of the highest paying taxes states in America, are going ahead and crushing it. Going ahead and actually putting in so much work into the brand. I literally just got done looking at his story posts, and this dude is paying top influencers to go ahead and model his brand, get his brand more exposure. So understand this, guys. No matter how old you guys are, as long as you guys have capital, and what I mean by capital, you need at least 5, 7, 8K or so. Bulk orders nowadays, like 4,000. Ads nowadays, 2,000 to 3,000. You know, sometimes you guys can get away with 1,500s, just depending on how good your products are. Influencer marketing could range anywhere between maybe 500 to 5K. Like, for example, with my own brand, I'm gonna be investing around like 3 to 5K with influencer marketing, around 5K with ads, around 6K a bulk order. So there's gonna be a lot of money invested into it. But now, because I've been in a position where I go ahead and make uncomfortable decisions, I am okay with going ahead and investing that amount of money, mainly because I know exactly on what's at the end of it. Majority of you guys have no idea, and that comes from uncertainty. And me, I could say, oh, I'm not gonna invest that much because of X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, that's uncertainty. And I know that in the past of my experience owning a clothing brand, uncertainty does nothing but hold you back. Let that sink in. Going ahead and making sure that your clothing brand needs to be done is easy. Going ahead and making sure that you guys get content, that's easy. But it's the uncomfortable decisions that make it hard. One thing I like to go ahead and tell people, if you're scared to make uncomfortable decisions, you're never gonna make it in this, ever. And the reason why is because when it's time to go ahead and raise your ad budget, even when you're not making money, what are you gonna do? Be scared. When you guys go ahead and see those Shopify bills every single month, what are you guys gonna do? You guys are probably gonna be scared. So I'm gonna give you guys homework today. Go ahead, figure out exactly on what makes you guys uncomfortable. Is it investing into your business? Is it talking to girls? Is it making new friends? Is it recording on camera? Is it putting yourself out on camera? Maybe if you guys are fat, like me, I'm a pretty chubby person. Are you guys scared of showing your body off on TikTok, Instagram, to the public? If so, do it, try it. Once you guys do that, and you guys do it a couple times, motivation is gonna hit you. And that motivation there is gonna last forever. Now, the second you guys go ahead and make these comfortable decisions again, or having all the scarcity happen, everything's gonna start to fall apart. Now listen, I love you all, and I hope the best for all of your guys' brand. My goal here is to be able to guide everybody who watches in the best direction as possible. So make sure to never give up. But if you guys want to go ahead and apply for the one-on-one mentorship, it's going to be the first link down in the description. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on IG. I drop so much game on there, short film content all the time. It's also going to be down in the link in the description. But anyways, boys, I love you all. Peace.